national anthem as we are moments away from kickoff. Number 1 versus number 2. It's NISA League football action here on 11 Sports and FIFA Plus. Gabriel Schrei here with Zeka Fejas. We appreciate you tuning in. Maryland Bobcats are 3-0-1 on the season, 3 wins, 1 loss. Chattanooga Football Club 5-2-0. 5 wins, 2 draws, undefeated. They are number 1 with 17 points on the table. And right on their heels, the Maryland Bobcats Football Club. Starting for Chattanooga, Jean Antoine in the net. Stripling, Prepelica, Bowers, Perez, Dixon, McGrath, Alvarenga, Mawape, Nagelstad, and Louis. Starting for the Bobcats of Maryland, Sutton in the net. Fearman, Mansour, Forca, Piatoro, Gonzalez, Passian, Wavell, Espinal, Bustamante, and Tom. Great lineups here today, and we talked a little about, the potential for changes. I spoke to Coach Underwood right before the match down on the pitch. Spoke to both coaches, and I'll get into that in a bit. But Coach Underwood says, it's just one of those things. You have a target on your back the whole season. I asked him that. He wasn't excited about putting it that way, but he said, that's kind of what it's like. Do you feel that way? Do you think Chattanooga Football Club has a target on their back, Zeka?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, the leader in the table, always going to have to carry that with them, playing the way we've been, the scores that we've been able to achieve. Every team stepping up here in Finley or anywhere else we're playing is going to be trying to get a result. Is it a draw or, potentially a win? But they're going to try to get as many points out of Chattanooga as possible. So, that's the price you pay for playing, the best football in the league and winning the most points.
Beautiful day. Game 2 of a doubleheader and a big turnout here in Fort Finley. Stands are filled up with fans of all ages from the Chattanooga area. And I'm sure a few have made the jaunt down I-81 from Maryland. On the right-hand side of your screen, Maryland Bobcats FC wearing the red and white kits. On the left-hand side, wearing all white, Chattanooga Football Club. Leading the way is Marcus Nagelstad, Kelvin Mawape at the bottom of your screen. The Bobcats will possess the football first here. What do the first 5 minutes look like on the whiteboard, Zeka? Does coach say, hey, come out, score quickly?
I don't know. For the way things are going, for the minutes those players have been playing, maybe start a little slow and let the game get to us a little bit more than just going off the gate, high pressing. I doubt we'll try that, so we'll see.
Tough physical matchup in store for Chattanooga Football Club, and they've had a few of late. Rod Underwood, CFC, well aware they're in store for just that. Maryland and the Bobcats rolling this through the center of the pitch. That's Nagelstad up there on the back, bringing the heat against Maryland. Mawape takes this away. Roving close side, Chattanooga Football Club. Right near the middle third of the pitch, now into the center circle. Maryland, some nifty footwork. Into the attacking third, a pass down into the close channel. Looking inside, doesn't like the pressure being brought. Here's a pass just outside of the goalie box, and Antoine bats this away as the whistle sounds.
Yeah, as you can see, Gabe, Maryland it's a dangerous team. A turnover in the middle by us ends up with a dangerous chance for them. So luckily, lineman called that offside, but as you can see, it's a quality team we're playing against today.
Prepelica sends this to the far side. Chattanooga to Dixon. Richard Dixon, a collision there with the shoulder of Passian. Still down. Just off of the center circle, McGrath and Perez there to check on him. The official as well.
Yeah, not a great collision there. Seems that something is hurting out of Rich's shoulder, which that's where the collision happened. So we got to be careful. We know Richard doesn't go down for something that it's not serious. So hopefully our captain, it's not going to end up, being compromised for the rest of the game with, a at the beginning of the first half challenge here.
Richard Dixon, tough as nails, oldest player on the Chattanooga Football Club roster. "33 years old. Chattanooga.
That was beautiful. Did you see that, Gabe? How Louis chipped the ball over the defender's head? That was beautifully done. The only resource the defender had right there was a foul. And yeah, it was a nice piece of skill from Louis.
McGrath back for the kick. Alvarenga and Mawape alongside him. They're talking strategy. Alvarenga, the player closest to the touchline, right at the top of your screen. Players crowding the box along the penalty arc. Mawape breaks away. Here's the pass. Back to Alvarenga. McGrath. Pressure coming. Here's the long delivery, looking for the header, and the keeper with a big save. Goalkeeper comes out, grabbing the football up. Antoine returns the favor as the whistle sounds again.
Not a bad ball for Maryland. To be honest, that was a close call. The referee raised his flag. But yeah, you can see that they have plenty of tools going forward. That was a long ball. That was nicely placed, just not well timed.
Stripling, back to Prepelica. Perez, battling through traffic, flipped up to Alvarenga. He's looking along the touchline. Louis, back to Perez. 3 defenders there, Chattanooga Football Club. Fended off. Bobcats setting up a barrier here. Chattanooga will have to retreat back near the midfield stripe, all the way centered up to Stripling. Prepelica. Doesn't like the look initially. The captain, Dixon, nearly loses the football. Prepelica will keep it. Chattanooga with a move. Dixon left off for Stripling. Here's a long pass up along the touchline. On the far end of the pitch. Centering feed, intercepted by Possian. Bobcats taking over offensively on the backside, and Sutton will hammer this one towards the center of the field. Fillerman carrying this up for the Bobcats. Left off on the edge of the box, right in the wing. Fillerman looking inside. This one skying after Mawape gets a piece of it. Kept alive by Maryland. In the corner, Dixon knifing away at the football. All the way along the touchline. Maryland looking inside again. Posse, and a shot is deflected by Stripling, and Antoine will gather the ball.
Yeah, it seemed that Maryland is comfortable on the ball. You know, good playmaking here. And they're also comfortable without the ball. They definitely practice not having the football today and defending what CFC has most dangerous pieces of attack. So, you know, a well-organized team. It's going to be definitely a challenge for CFC to come up with situations here and put us in front of the goal.
No scoring chances, a defensive war here in the Scenic City in the 5th minute of play, as Maryland is looking to clear this back towards the center of play. Now skying up into the Chattahooligans. Exciting start to number 1 and number 2 in NISA regular season action here on 11 Sports and FIFA Plus. Thank you for tuning in. We're scoreless and no scoring chances. These two teams going back and forth, duking it out. This one is shaping up to be a great contest, Zeka.
Yeah, it is. Quality teams as displayed in the first, couple of minutes here in the first half.
Nagelstad pursuing the football there. The official doesn't like it as Sutton was prepared for him. Maryland on the backside. Nagelstad again in pursuit of the football. Sutton bringing this one all the way out to Forka. McGrath on his heels. He'll feed it up the pitch over the center stripe, and a little too much juice on the back end of the ball. Fillerman thought he'd be able to run that down. Chattanooga will take back over. Prepelica. Flip this back to the center of the pitch. Chattanooga up to Mwape. Calvin Mwape scored a brace in his first ever game for Chattanooga Football Club. Little shoulder check there. Stripling goes down. Espinal takes it away. Mwape there for the intercept. Fans didn't like that.
Yeah, some off-the-ball stuff, you know, the fans definitely made that noise. But I think that's just, you know, how competitive Maryland is. They're willing to, you know, do those kinds of things to get the football back.
Chattanooga with a howitzer of a pass up the field, goes up into the stands on the far end of the stadium. Maryland and the Bobcats will take over again offensively. Swatted at by the boot of a Bobcat. Vying for possession right along the center circle. Chattanooga, that's Perez on top of the football. He's greeted by Wivel. Prepelica. Prepelica, an emerging star in the NISA League, the man from Moldova. His size, his presence on the pitch, undeniable. He has been a huge piece of the defense of Chattanooga Football Club this season already.
Yeah, some very good performance by him so far, and expecting one more today.
Dangerous situation for the Bobcats there. A pass between two Chattanooga defenders on the back end. CFC will throw in from right near the midfield stripe here. Stripling. Over to McGrath. He flips it back to Prepelica. Man to watch for Maryland fans, number 99 for Chattanooga. Marcus Nagelstad, who's after the football there. Sutton will keep it away from him. Won the Golden Boot last year, as well as the Golden Ball. League MVP, scored the most goals of anyone in NISA. Already has 4 this season, including one last time out on Wednesday against Albion San Diego. Perez. Right near the edge of the middle third, Chattanooga. Alvarenga to Dixon. Dixon back to Prepelica. Up to Stripling. Stripling across to the far side. Perez with a howitzer up the pitch. Looking to connect with Alvarenga, and the Bobcats ladle this back to their keeper. From the wing, around Louis. Maryland working to clear the football. This will go over the touchline off of the foot of Lavelle. Throw in from Perez. Chattanooga. Dixon flipped it right back to him. Dixon forks this to Prepelica. Chattanooga. Back and forth they go. On the back side of the middle third. Right across the midfield stripe. Perez up to Louis. Louis battling Lavelle. Andrew Lavelle in pursuit. Alvarenga. Defender right in front of him here, Gonzalez. Back up top. Andrew after Perez, given off to Alvarenga. Back to the midfield stripe. Bowers, a long pass up the side of the pitch to Perez. Perez looking inside. Doesn't like the feeling he's getting. Here's a pass looking up for McGrath, taken away. Maryland. Beautiful little craftsmanship there on the wing for the steal, and now the clear, skying this one down the field. It'll go out of play.
Yeah, it's not a whole lot of space out there today, Gabe. I mean, as you can see, CFC's trying to find those gaps, those combinations. The Maryland defending well. Tough out in there for CFC so far. So I'm curious to see how the team's going to come up with solutions to break that defensive line that Maryland is holding pretty well so far.
Chattanooga is exemplary for NISA League on both sides of the football. 13 goals for, the best in the league, top scoring, top production team in their 7 games. They've also posted 6 clean sheets in 7 total league games, mostly thanks to Antoine, but Prepelica as well.
Yeah, the back line, Prepelica, Bowers, Perez, and Stripling holding up, you know, CFC's defense and you know, keeping those clean sheets. Very impressive numbers on both ends of the field, so it's nice to say that.
Mwape feeling the heat. Chattanooga with possession along the close touchline. Being harassed. McGrath battling for the football with Pasayan. Posse and McGrath tumbled to the turf. Football will go to Maryland. This is Richard Forka to get play back underway. We're into the 12th minute here in the Scenic City. Scoreless between Chattanooga Football Club and the Maryland Bobcats. As electric as we'd anticipated all week long. Number 1, number 2, Chattanooga Football Club on top of the table. Maryland, the Bobcats reaching up and hoping to drag them down, looking for the crown. Of course, Chattanooga so far ahead on points. A win doesn't put Maryland on top, but obviously they'd rather not give up the points in the loss.
Yeah, I mean, Maryland has a couple of games to catch up with CFC. If they're successful in all those games, they are going to be above CFC on the table. So definitely, you know, they're catching up on that. They want to continue, you know, stacking up the points. So today would be a good way to get them going on that way to the top of the table, which definitely CFC is going to try to stop.
Chattanooga, Maryland going to play again just a week or so. Here's Maryland on side. Could be a chance. Firing a howitzer, and this one goes wide and high.
A bad giveaway there at CFC's attacking line in the midfield. Ball gets back to Maryland. They're able to play quickly, get a shot on goal. It wasn't a great finish, but definitely got to be careful with those types of situations today.
A clean sheet halfway through the 13th minute here on 11 Sports and FIFA Plus. Prepelica doesn't like it. Antoine skying this one. It'll go into row B. Rod Underwood throwing his hands into the air.
Yeah, some miscommunication there in the back line. Just got to clear that off. Make sure we know what we're doing once the ball is hanging in there. Want to make sure we're clear between the defense and goalkeeper. You know, it's got to be clear.
Spoke to Rod and Alex, both head coaches, before the match, and they were feeling it. Both were in a great mood, all smiles, all fun. How could you not? Beautiful day for football here in the Scenic City, is it not?
Yeah, it's a great occasion. You know, couldn't ask for a better day for those teams to be playing. So I'm glad we're witnessing there here today in Chattanooga.
Clean sheet. Chattanooga on the back end, working it about in a horseshoe shape. Pass is deflected away and out of play. The throw in. Back to Prepelica, the big man. Anatoly on the penalty arc, examining the layout in front of him. Flipped around Wavell. Maryland in pursuit. Perez hits the brakes over to McGrath. McGrath to Louis coming back towards the midfield stripe. This is Perez who's carrying it. Posse in between him and the goal. Now the takeaway, a smooth one by Maryland. Forka gets it for the Bobcats. 2 quick passes up the pitch. Prepelica trying to cut off the advance. He will do so successfully. Eicher flipped this back. Right near the center circle. Maryland resetting. Back up into the very center of the pitch here. Around Louis. Maryland passing back and forth. Long ball, close side. Bobcats in the middle third to Fillerman. Fillerman around Mwape. Possian has a good look. Flipped off of his boot. Now back to Fillerman. Fillerman centers it up. Far side of the pitch. Bobcats looking towards the box. Around Louis. 2 defenders in his way. Got around McGrath. Maryland keeping it alive. Maryland over the midfield stripe. A bit of a reset. All the way back to Richard Forka. Forka to the close side. Down to Fillerman. Fillerman examining the box. Here's a pass. Redirected. Antoine in trouble trying to come out for the football as it travels over the end line.
Some dangerous play there for Maryland. They kept the ball well for, I mean, was that 2 minutes they had the ball? For a little while. Ending up with a good chance in front of goal. You know, as you can see, they're comfortable on the football. I mean, they're going to take their chances if they're given to them. And
so now Maryland threatening Antoine between the post. Here's the corner kick, delivered into the goalie box. Headed in its skies towards the edge of the 18. Both players vying for possession. Mawape gets a helmet on it. This one's still loose along the touchline. Possian will now gather it for Maryland. Maryland still working with the football offensively. 11 Sports, FIFA Plus. Clean sheet. We're in the 17th minute here in Chattanooga. Gabriel Schrei, Zeka Fejas. Number 1, number 2 in NISA League play. What a treat. This is already just, I can feel it, the electricity in the air.
Yeah, some high quality playing today from both teams. And Maryland on this first quarter of the first half has been impressive.
Stripling back to Prepelica. Chattanooga across the penalty arc. Maryland pressing up a bit here on the back for CFC. All white kits for CFC today. Usually call them the boys in blue. I like the look.
Yeah, they're repeating the uniform from the middle of the week. It looks good on them.
Long feed. Far side. Flipped up along the touchline. Chattanooga down along the midfield stripe towards the center circle. The captain puts it back far side. Alvarenga. Not much penetration to be had, so Prepelica will try the close side with Stripling. Stripling and Mawape connecting there along the touchline. Chattanooga still not getting the penetration they want. Anatoly. Back across, back end. This is Aiden Bowers. Bowers to Stripling. Chattanooga right in the middle third. Anatoly along the center circle. This is a bomb to the back end. And Chattanooga unable to run it down. A battle for possession. This one just across the touchline. Andrew Wavell trying to take it away from Perez. Alvarenga takes over on the edge of the box. Over to Dixon. Dixon near the center of the field of play. Down low, close side, Stripling. Heavily defended here. Flips it back to the captain, Dixon. Along the touchline, inside to Mawape. Mawape showing off the footwork skills. Turns a half circle, left off for Stripling. He tried to feed it back to Mawape, taken away by the Bobcats, and now sent up and into the stands by Chattanooga Football Club.
It's nice to see Mawape getting into the possession. We're definitely going to need the wingers today, our front line, to be more dynamic, to create more space. I think that's something Maryland's doing pretty well, and then we need to, start doing it as well.
Maryland, right through the center of the pitch, across the center circle, pass down towards the channel. Bobcats looking inside. Perez there defensively. Here's a centering feed, headed away by Chattanooga. This will roll over the touchline.
Yeah, Maryland moves well without the ball. As you can see, that was their center striker playing on the right side, getting down the line, showing how much movement we can see from their players in their front line. Very impressive execution from Maryland so far.
Alvarenga loses this to Possian. 2 quick passes. Maryland has it taken away again. Prepelica to Perez. Andrew there to cut him off. Now Tom. All the way back to Prepelica. It escapes his boot. Gene Antoine will keep it alive. Antoine, named the best goaltender in the league last season. What a performance through 7 league games this year.
Yeah, some impressive numbers from him and the remaining of the team as well. But, definitely very important to start well defensively. I think that's the foundation of the team so far.
Here's a ball, pass arcing up the pitch, goes out of play. Many players on Maryland for the Bobcats have strong college soccer experience, like the goalie, Alexander Sutton. You see right there clearing this one away. Sutton played 78 games for Lafayette College from 2018 to 2022. I had to pause. There's a city that's spelled the exact same way about 40 minutes south of here, and they call it Lafayette in Chattanooga area.
Yeah, that's funny, Gabe. Yeah, team from the East Coast, some good soccer programs on that side of the country. So I'm sure Maryland is well fed with players coming in from, those places, and yeah, it's a luxury for them. I'm sure that they use that well to, put a good roster out.
How much does that experience play a factor? Zeki, you played 8 seasons for CFC, one of the greatest players in franchise history. Tell me about that experience. Does that play a factor when a goaltender or an athlete like that has that much college experience?
Yeah, it's definitely a good introduction to the game, as a step in the professional side.
Mawape brings this to life. Now the long pass, this near the goal line, kept alive by Chattanooga, looking for the header, a second chance. This one arcing over the back of the net and up to the kids on the hill.
A well-executed play there. CFC putting some passes, inside of their box. In good places. Just a miss hit from Marcus, but I'm sure, he won't let some of those go by too frequently. So expect better from him next time, but a good, well put together play by CFC.
Sutton rocketing this one down the field. Maryland right near the midfield, striped this one off of the field of play. Into the 23rd minute here in Chattanooga, Tennessee. It's a clean sheet, a few quality scoring chances back and forth. The air is filled with tension. It's number 1, number 2, NISA League play. Chattanooga on top of the table. Maryland and the Bobcats right behind them and threatening to take a couple of points and then back to Maryland tonight. Of course, these teams will have to play again in just a week's time, so lots of tension to be had.
Yeah, they're feeling one another, learning about one another today for sure. But even though the score is 0-0, it's been a high-quality game. No complaints.
Nagelstad pursuing the ball as Sutton clears it away safely. Maryland Bobcats into the middle third. Chattanooga stripped away, pass up to Nagelstad. Marcus Nagelstad harassed from all sides there. Bobcats poke it away. Chattanooga Football Club taking back over here. Wavell in pursuit defensively. Left off for McGrath, over to Perez. Andrew Wavell still the man on the ball. Alvarenga, far side. Gonzalez and Wavell there defensively as Perez goes back to him. Doesn't like the look. Dixon is going to center this up. From the center circle, Stripling. Pressure coming defensively over to McGrath. The crafty veteran, a beautiful goal on Wednesday. Fed to Louis. Nagelstad trying to keep it there defensively, and a big-time clear by Villatoro.
It's going to be key for CSC today to have the front line being a little more dynamic, moving as the midfielders, as our outside backs have the ball. We need to see runs, we need to see movement. So, lines of passes are created, dangerous positions are then held, and, we end up with chances in front of the goal.
Zach, I think breezy might be an understatement to describe this beautiful evening here in Tennessee. The wind is gusting. Do you think it's going to play a factor?
Yeah, it plays. I'm not sure how much it is today. If the ball gets in the air, definitely it can slow down, but I haven't seen today it's been too bad of a factor.
Espinal and Stripling tied up. Stripling slow to rise.
Yeah, some off-the-ball stuff there. The referee's got to keep an eye on that.
Two other guys we're keeping an eye on here tonight from the booth. Tom has got his first start of the year. Back from injury. Spoke to Alex before the game, told me to keep an eye on him. Tiem back as well. Both impact players. So far, what Rod said about this being a highly physical contest has rang true. This is a physical game.
Yeah, Maryland is, they're definitely arriving with the ball sometimes, even a little late. Yeah, they're definitely hungry to get something out of this game today, as you can see.
Ball pops up into the stands near the far touchline. Still scoreless, clean sheet here in the 26th minute of play. Thanks for being with us. FIFA Plus 11 Sports, Gabriel Schrei, Zeka Fejas. The tension is high here in Fort Finley as these two ball clubs have gone to war. It's number 1, number 2 in NISA League play. How exciting has this been?
It's been a good game. Said it before, no goals, but this game is not short from quality. So yeah, very impressive performance so far. You know, expecting to see goals here soon, but pleased by the way both teams have, you know, played so far.
Chattanooga Football Club 5-2-0 on the season. Maryland Bobcats are 3-0-1. Just one loss between these two clubs. Maryland dropped their last game against the Michigan Stars. That was back on the 20th of May, a 2-0 loss. Both goals came late. Both in the final closing moments, that last leg of the contest between the two football clubs. But, you know, I talked to Coach Underwood, and he told me that loss means nothing. I mean, that doesn't play a factor to me, is kind of the way he described it to me. Do you think that loss weighs on the minds of these players, or have they forgotten that? They're in the moment.
Well, it definitely plays a factor in a sense that probably motivates them to do better today. So if nothing is a positive thing that Maryland can carry, you know, knowing what they just went through and not wanting to repeat that today. So for sure, you know, lessons learned and something that team can use. The CFC hasn't really had that lesson so far. So we'll see how both teams behave, you know, coming in from different results, and how Maryland stands out by, you know, being defeated last time.
Back and forth goes possession. Both teams keeping it for just a few seconds. Intercepting, ticky-tacky through that middle third. Here comes Chattanooga. They've got something going, a few passes in a row. Dixon, close side to Mawape. Mawape, cut off there by Eicher. Mawape, looking up the pitch. Still not the space Chattanooga wants. Stolen away. Beautiful play there by Maryland and the Bobcats, turning like a top, and then working to clear the football is Darwin Espinal.
Yeah, Chattanooga has to use the space that Maryland's given them, which is not much. You know, not being able to use that much room, that it, you know, as small as it gets, it's going to get us in trouble when we're trying to come back, you know, and not play as high in the field as we can.
Head coach Alex Coe might be the youngest head coach in America, he was told last week, 28 years old. Just finished playing professionally last year. Got another fun fact for you. The team that knocked Maryland and the Bobcats out of the Open Cup is in the quarterfinals. How about that?
Wow, yeah, that's some impressive stats there. 28-year-old, younger than me, coaching a full-side professional team. I mean, that's unheard of.
Mawape playing some American football there, lowering the shoulder, trying to get after the ball.
Yeah, maybe he lost his balance and went straight into the defender's body. I don't think he meant to go as hard as he did.
He looks a bit shaken up, slow to rise on the back end. The man defending Richard Forka looks just fine. Took it like a champ. Sutton will put us back underway. Coming through looking for the steal is McGrath. A dangerous situation for the Bobcats. Chattanooga Football Club with the ball in possession for the moment. Boots are tangled and a man goes down. Maryland on the move. Nifty deke right there. Keeping it alive. Here's a long pass up the field. The man from Moldova headers it. Gene Antoine just in time.
Yeah, that was an important header by Prepelice. He allows time for Antoine to come off the goal. A good ball from Maryland. Way to play out of pressure with a whole lot of quality. And it could have been a more dangerous play if it wasn't for Prepelice. Glancing header. Antoine picks it up.
Maryland and the Bobcats. Trying to work this into the middle third. Chattanooga not making it easy. This is Mawape. Along the close touchline, Mawape with a move on the corner of the box. He's tripped up and goes down hard. Possian with a play defensively. Here comes Maryland. Quick pass to Fillerman. Jimmy Fillerman looking to clear the ball. Mawape is still down.
Yeah, a challenge that from here, it didn't look too bad. Looks like Maryland's player got the ball. Mawape for sure feels differently. Maybe picked up a knock. hopefully not too bad of an injury, but it wasn't a bad of a challenge in my opinion.
Maryland player's not happy he's still down. Mwape arguing his case from the turf. Gabriel Schrei here with Zeka Fejas. We're in the 32nd minute of play. NISA League action. Number 1, number 2. Chattanooga Football Club playing host to the Bobcats of Maryland. Excellent NISA League soccer here on 11 Sports and FIFA Plus. Thank you for being with us and tuning in. If you're watching from somewhere interesting, it's hard to check your phone while you're yelling, but tweet at me and Zeka. Let us know where you're tuned in from. Love international fans. Love folks in states that are a few states away. Friends, parents, I really like to hear from parents. This is mom and dad. We're in Alaska. Let us know. We'll give you a shout out.
Yeah. Give us a shout out, guys. We'd love to mention you guys here on the broadcast.
That's Mwape, who is up, coming off of the pitch. Slowly, looks to be all right for the most part. He's under his own power. Coach Cowell shouting out to his guys. This is Fillerman, who sends it all the way back to Sutton. Back underway here in Chattanooga, a clean sheet. The tension building. We could certainly see a draw here this evening.
Yeah, it's shaping up like a draw. And to be fair, that wouldn't be too bad of a result coming off 3 games in a week and facing Maryland today. I mean, CFC's got to wait that out and look at their schedule and what that means. And it potentially is not a terrible result. Of course, we want to see goals and exciting play, but I'm sure the coaching staff is aware of those types of things and planning out correctly.
Maryland on the far side of the pitch. Chattanooga bringing the pressure. They're working to clear it along the touchline. Chattanooga number 1 on the table, Maryland number 2. Behind them, number 3 is the Michigan Stars. Gold Star FC Detroit in 4th. The LA Force in 5th. Savannah Clovers in 6th, and so on. 2 Michigan teams, 3rd and 4th.
Yeah, your home state, Gabe. Do you feel good about that?
I wasn't going to bring that up. I was just giving Michigan a hard time. The mitten state.
Well, they're doing something right there. Some good teams. But as you mentioned, that I think the top 3 teams from NISA right now, definitely, for what we've seen, you know, they're doing things right. They're playing good football. Definitely the most dangerous teams on the league. I can ascertain you that they are the top 3 teams on the league so far.
Here's a howitzer up the pitch, right near the midfield stripe. Chattanooga looking to come away with this. Louis had it for a moment. Bobcats stripped that away. Wavell trying to battle it up the sideline. Lost to Perez in Chattanooga. CFC will throw in. Alvarenga to Perez. Wavell behind him. This is Dixon, the captain. Pursuit on the back end all the way. Alvarenga goes to Prepelica. The Moldovan up the field. A collision there between a few different players. Red and white kits coming together.
Yeah, it was a tough foul from Prepelica to McGrath. Thankfully, he handled it well, and the ball ends up staying with CFC.
Here's a long pass looking for Mwape. He could not outrun the defender's boot there. Taken away by Eicher. Eicher flips it back towards the box for Maryland and the Bobcats. Naglestad in pursuit of Sutton. Close side. That's Forka. Forka gave it off to Fillerman. Now it'll come right back to him. Flipped inside, just on the edge of the channel, all the way back to Sutton now. Did not like the pressure. Gonzalez gave it off to the keeper. Fillerman can't reach the ball in time. This is Mwape. Mwape across the center circle. There's a nifty move. He sure has a lot of those. How about the handles on Mwape?
Yeah, Definitely has some good footwork. I like to see him move a little off the ball, a little more today, not just with the ball on his feet.
It's a stalemate here in the Scenic City on 11 Sports and FIFA Plus. A clean sheet between Chattanooga Football Club and the Bobcats of Maryland. Naglestad, backside, that's Louis. Louis towards the 18, just inside of the box. Deaking, looking for space, doesn't like what he has, and taken away by Maryland and the Bobcats. A beautiful clear defensively by Maryland. Now a bit of a threat, Prepelica trying to put an end to that.
Yeah, the ball bounced in there in front of Bowers for a little too long. He should have handled it a little earlier, but nothing coming out of that. They're playing cleanly so far.
Richard Dixon into traffic, 3 defenders there, an easy takeaway by the Bobcats. Maryland up the pitch to Gonzalez. Now a player slow to rise. Hopefully he's all right. He's saying he was elbowed in the throat.
Yeah, for what we can see from here, you know, I think it was Richard that arrived a little bit with too much speed, and that momentum carried him towards Maryland's player's body. I don't think he really meant to hit him there or to cause too much damage. So thankfully not a card from it, which I think was a correct call.
Elmer Jack, he appears to be okay, shakes it off a bit. Up and walking about, he'll stay on the field on the top of your screen along the sideline. Here's a long pass for the Bobcats. Football comes loose, squelching out of traffic there. Chattanooga Football Club. Across to Perez. Perez into the middle third. Center to Prepelica. The big man, Anatoly, to Stripling. The Moldovan, defensive leader of this unit for Chattanooga. To the far side over the midfield stripe. Chattanooga with a head of steam. McGrath has it stripped away in traffic. Bobcats with another beautiful steal. Quick pass close side. Forka was trying to hook up with Eicher there. Taken away by CFC. Maryland will inbound and maintain the football. This is Fillerman. Bobcats lose it immediately to Chattanooga. McGrath to Louis. In the center circle, back and forth they go. They'll send it all the way to the back. Coming up on the 40th minute of play here on 11 and FIFA Plus. Gabriel Schrei, Zeka Fejas. Top 2 teams in the National Independent Soccer Association. They are at war here in the Scenic City. What a fun game this has been. The tension just growing with each pass. Naglestad, Chattanooga, the header towards the edge of the box, trying to chase this down, and it'll roll over the goal line.
Yeah, CFC being able to play a little bit more today, or at the end of this first half. Maryland looking a little tired. More spaces here for CFC.
Mawape from the corner of the 18, headed away by the Bobcats. Chattanooga. That's Dixon, the captain. Long pass just along the edge of the box. Here's the feed, down low, it's Mawape. Do they call offside?
I'm not sure how, but apparently yes.
Sigh of relief for the defensive unit of Maryland and the Bobcats.
Yeah, I'm giving the lineman a hard time, but without really the replay here, it's hard for us to tell. But it looked onside, you know, as a good ball play by McGrath, a good run by Mumu. Yeah.
Zach and I have a lot of things in common. One thing we both agree on is we like the human element of officiating.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want all electronic officials. I don't want the VAR.
No, I don't think that belongs in this type of game, you know, maybe in other sports, but not in soccer.
Chattanooga going to go all the way back alongside Antoine. CFC trying to defend Fort Finley here. Still scoreless. Halfway through the 41st minute. 11 Sports, FIFA Plus, Chattanooga Football Club, Maryland Bobcats. The Bobcats 3-0-1. One loss on the season came to the Michigan Stars, who are third on the table. Chattanooga Football Club is undefeated. 5 wins, 2 draws, including a 2-0 victory on Wednesday over Albion San Diego. Marcus Nagelstad scored a goal. Alex McGrath had a strip, steal, and score in the 44th minute of that one.
Yeah, great result midweek. Some good goals from CFC, and haven't seen that yet today, but you know, the team is playing well. Maybe something like that more in the second half, we shall see.
Maryland is down deep into the attacking third. No players set up inside yet. Along the edge of the pitch, here's a pass, another one, left off, firing, and this one goes high and wide.
Yeah, some isolated plays that Maryland ends up getting chances from it. I mean, they have quality on the ball, quality players. A good shot there. Luckily, you know, wasn't on frame. And, you know, another chance for Maryland here at the end of the first half.
Chattanooga Football Club. Perez, the man taking them to work. 7 international faces on the roster for Chattanooga FC. 8 international players for the Maryland Bobcats. So many different players, so many different countries. Bobcats have men from Sierra Leone, Gambia, France, Honduras, Argentina, Senegal, Ireland, even Egypt. Chattanooga, men from Jamaica, South Korea, Haiti, Zambia, and of course the man from Moldova. I've already said that 8 times tonight.
Yeah, it's great to see the, you know, internationals being part of the game. You know, I think it's on the core of the sport, being able to, you know, bring together all kinds of cultures, and you see that on the field today for sure.
You know, I can't tell you how much I love the international flags they have behind the Chattahooligans here.
Yeah, I'm sure the players that, you know, can look at the stands and see their flags represented, they feel, you know, a special welcome from the Chattahooligans and from CFC. That's always something neat that we try to do here.
The header by Prepelica. Stripling. We'll certainly see a bit of added time here on this first half of play. Halfway through the 44th minute right now.
Yeah, some added time, but I'm not expecting much. Maybe, you know, 2 or 3 max.
Headered at by Possian. Chattanooga. That's Cowell who gives it off, the head coach. Sure enjoyed chatting with him before the game. What a nice guy. 28 years old, one of the youngest coaches in America. Maybe the youngest, he told me.
Yeah, that says a lot for a guy his age being out here. I mean, it takes definitely a certain type of character to be able to lead a professional team, especially at that age.
He reminds me of Rod, actually.
Oh, yeah.
Of all the coaches I've met in my life. Collision here between a red and a white kit, and writhing in pain. Hopefully he's all right. That's Elmer Jack. He was struck in the throat earlier in this match. Was able to get up and walk that off.
Yeah, he's been enjoying spending time on the ground today. Hopefully nothing too bad from that collision. Didn't look too bad from here, but on the field, that's a different story.
Hopefully he's all right. We have reached full time. We're waiting to see what the signal is for added time.
Yeah, maybe there was an added time then. Maybe another minute now here because of that collision.
Showing a card amongst the confusion. Jack is up, appears to be okay. He'll be helped off of the field. Now, Alex McGrath is the man who was hit with a card.
Yeah, I thought that yellow card was won by Maryland. The drama that they put up, you know, on the ground probably convinced the referee for a yellow card, which I don't agree with.
Bobcats flip close side to Fillerman. And right away, the whistle sounds.
And that's the wrap.
First half of play is in the books. Halftime is over. Both clubs are back on the field. Chattanooga Football Club on the right-hand side of your screen wearing the all-white kits. The Bobcats wearing the red with white accents on the left-hand side of your screen. I'm Gabriel Schrei here with my good friend and analyst, Zeka Fejas. Thank you for tuning in on 11 Sports and FIFA Plus. We're all tied up scoreless at the end of one half of play in NISA action. What a great matchup this has been to this point. Chattanooga Football Club will start this second half with a football. Driving down quickly here. Bobcats force this one over the touchline on the close side. Throw in by Perez, taken away by Maryland. Hiker. Battled by Louis. Alvarenga has it for a moment, now the whistle. One thing we were talking about at the halftime break is the testimonial game for Juan Hernandez. That's coming up.
Yeah, a great game coming up for a great friend of mine, Juan. Chattanooga, you know, give him a testimonial game for the end of his career. So I'm very excited to see that happening, hoping a lot of you, they're following us in the broadcast, they're here in the stadium. I'm also excited for that, you know, a well-deserved moment for somebody who's been so important for the team.
Did you get one of those?
I did against Maryland Bobcats.
Did you really?
That was my last game. Yeah.
How was it?
Man, it was a special occasion. I couldn't tell you. My last kick of my life, it was a bicycle kick that hit the post.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm glad it didn't go in because I probably wouldn't have stopped playing if it did. You know? That was one of those.
Too much confidence.
Oh, yeah, man.
Too much sauce.
I left it all in there. I mean, in Maryland, they were a great team to play against. They show a lot of respect for that moment, and they performed well. It was everything I asked for. So, yeah, good memories from 2020.
Anyone that doesn't know, NISA fans, Maryland Bobcats fans, Zeka Fejas here with me, my analyst and good friend. And Zeka played 8 seasons for Chattanooga Football Club, one of the greatest in club history. What, 24 goals and 19 assists, right?
Sounds about right. Somebody kept counting, I didn't.
Chattanooga towards the center of the pitch here. We're into the 47th minute. The tension just building with each passing moment, every pass without a score. Here comes Chattanooga onside. Alvarenga flipped to Louis. Louis gathers the ball along the touchline, back to Perez. Perez looking towards the box, doesn't like what he sees, centers it up, it comes right back to him. Bobcats trying to clamp down on this. A battle for the ball as it's headed at and goes out of play over the goal line.
A nice combination play here from CFC. Marcus showing for the ball, combining with the midfielders. The balls play out wide. Not much from that, but excited to see CFC coming up with new ideas here on the beginning of the second half.
Here come the Bobcats. Long ball up the pitch, over the midfield stripe. Battle for possession, both clubs vying for it. Iker has it for a moment, and his boots are tied up with those of Louis. He goes down hard on the AstroTurf. Backside. Gonzalez in the center of your screen on the top up there. The man who just went down hard, Iker. Back underway as this one is lofted across the field of play. Chattanooga. The strip steal. Naglestad tries to bring it off the heel of his boot. Dixon knifing at that, stolen away by Espinal. Darwin Espinal loses this over the touchline. He'll throw it in. Long feed over to Wavell. Andrew Wavell centers this up. Bobcats from the center stripe. There's a long pass to the backside. Along the edge of the box, taken by Stripling. Fed to Alvarenga. Back to Perez. Perez. Flip that up, back and forth. Go Chattanooga FC. Prepelica. Long pass, far side along the touchline, over the midfield stripe. Not a lot of progress. Mawape was the one carrying it on side. Didn't like what he saw. CFC sends it back. Prepelica to Bowers.
Yeah, both teams being cautious about the way forward.
Prepelica heard you, calling you out with a long bomb up the pitch. That'll just filter over the goal line.
Yeah, I've seen him hitting those before. That one not as well executed as we've are accustomed to see from Prepelica.
Sutton moves this away from the goal box. Battle for the football. Two players going down hard. Kitts getting into the AstroTurf. Perez working his way close side towards the side of the pitch. Getting clamped down on, didn't like it. Now over the midfield stripe, looking for Calvin Mawape. Mawape right along the touchline. Looking inside, Mawape deking around two defenders, passed off to Alvarenga. Here's the pass, the feed, looking for Bowers. Couldn't hook up. Louis in trouble. Stolen away by the Bobcats in a beautiful clear up the pitch. Prepelica the first to it.
Sends one to the Chatta Hooligans.
Big time play there by the Bobcats looking for Tom. He was double teamed and couldn't get to the football. It was a great pass by Gonzalez. Bobcats have a chance to work with the ball again. We're in the 51st minute here in Chattanooga where we're scoreless. The top two teams in the National Independent Soccer Association on 11 Sports and FIFA Plus. Plenty of scoring chances, the tension building with every moment. Gabriel Schrei here with Zeka Fejas. Thank you for tuning in. Follow the NISA League on Twitter at NISA League. CFC at Chattanooga FC. Through the center of the pitch, Bobcats. This one passed close side, a lot of contact there. Perez headers this over to Louis. Iker in pursuit from behind. Perez wants to clear the football. Not feeling good about it. Flips it to McGrath. McGrath across. Chattanooga. Down the field of play. Here's a long pass for Louis, taken away by Jack. Alvarenga. Towards the center of the pitch to the captain, Dixon. A wily veteran back across. Chattanooga to the top of the field. That's Mawape who's in the channel. Mawape around Fillerman. Mawape the pass to Naglestad and it escapes his reach. Sutton breathing a sigh of relief there.
A great moment from Mawape, a great run down the line, a good cross as well. Unfortunately, it didn't find somebody's head to finish, but you know, a dangerous play that we definitely can be looking to repeat, be successful next time.
Elmer Jack got possession for the Maryland Bobcats. Chattanooga working to take it away. Two headers by Richard Dixon. Bobcats have it for the moment. Maryland wants to clear the football with a burst. A lane to work with. A long pass from Possian. Here comes Maryland. Flipped up to the far touchline. Bobcats back towards the center of the field in the middle third. Gonzalez sets this up for Possian. Towards the touchline, right in front of two Chattanooga ball boys. Back and forth go Maryland. Maryland Bobcats FC losing the ball. Alvarenga almost couldn't believe it. Turning upfield. Back to McGrath. Now Perez.
Yeah, the ball's being turned over there by Maryland, Gabe, and CFC hasn't yet been able, to break, with the runs from the front line. I mean, some moments there that we're missing opportunities to play a more direct ball. Since we don't have a whole lot of movement up front, it's been hard to play out of that pressure.
Chattanooga in the center circle, that's Dixon. Heavily defended here, trying to get around Thompson. Over the midfield stripe. Chattanooga. Long ball filtering through traffic. Louis can't run it down. Throw in coming for the Bobcats. Elmer Jack. Tossed into play. Alvarenga there, defending Jack. Kicking at it. This one escapes over the touchline.
Yeah, some unnecessary after the ball's being, gone out, played back on the field by Maryland. Things that we don't want to see in the game. And here comes maybe a long throw by Bowers.
Bowers, just in front of the stands. The goal box is packed. Naglestad and the captain Dixon standing out front. Aiden Bowers, here's the delivery. The header by Prepelica. Cleared away by the Bobcats. Prepelica kicks at it, and Sutton gathers this out of the air, gloved easily. Could have been a breakout pass for the Bobcats. A player still down on the edge of the 18, right near the start of the penalty arc.
Yeah, after Prepelica got, a shot on goal, I think there was a collision. Somebody caught him on the leg or on the thigh area. Not a foul in my opinion, but definitely something that the referee should have called back like he did. And it's nice to see that wasn't too bad of a hit, and Prepelica running back to, to the back line.
It's a big dude.
Yeah. It's hard to imagine somebody taking him down like it just happened, but thankfully nothing too serious.
Pass to the close side. Elmer Jack back across. We're into the 56th minute here in Chattanooga, Tennessee. Number 1, number 2 in NISA. Chattanooga Football Club, Maryland Bobcats Football Club. We're on 11 Sports and FIFA Plus. Still scoreless. So many thrilling scoring chances, so many highlight saves already made by Sutton and Antoine. Chopped at, football is loose right on the midfield stripe. Long feed, far side, along the touchline. Looking inside, Maryland a scoring chance, trying to beat out McGrath. Antoine has got the corner shut down. Mawape flips this outside, chased down. Gathered up there by Tom. Skying towards the center of the pitch. Gonzalez headers it away from Louis. Maryland maintains possession. Elmer Jack to Gonzalez. Close side to Eicher. Eicher is tied up just barely by the toes of Louis. He goes down to the turf.
Some nice plays by Maryland. They kept the ball well from side to side. Now a late challenge from CFC and a good called foul by the referee.
Interesting dynamic here. Chattanooga Football Club. The son of the scenic city, Marcus Naglestad. The long pass to Mawape. On the edge of the box, the long shot goes wide left.
Yeah, you see there a yellow card by the referee. One of the Maryland players, he called, I think, Beto, when he hit that long pass late on the challenge. The referee good on the call. A good counter-attack. You see the players now running early off the ball, breaking down the lines. Fortunately, not a good finish, but, it's nice to see CFC executing a counter-attack.
This is Gonzalez with a long pass up the pitch. Goes out of play immediately. Perez will throw in for Chattanooga Football Club. Aiden Bowers. Prepelica with the football right near the center of the field. on the edge of the middle third. Back and forth he goes with Bowers. Guy I've been keeping an eye on all night, Possian. Such a history with the Bobcats. He's in his 3rd season with the club. He's been an impact player here tonight.
Yeah, it's definitely, you know, the leader of the team, dictating the play. Something similar that what Richard Dixon does. As you can see, that kind of style of defensive midfielder. Very impressive player for Maryland Bobcats.
The captain is a native Virginian. Truly a global journey for him. He's spent time with clubs in Europe and Africa. That's Mawape on the far side, just along the touchline. Heavily defended, trying to deke around the defender and taken away by the Bobcats. Maryland loses the football. Dixon scoops it up, carrying it towards the box. It's loose. Naglestad chipping at it. Football is loose. Sutton clears it, and now the whistle.
Some challenges there in the middle. A good, well-executed, timingly run from Richard. You know, he picks up the ball, runs with it, gets a foul. The play continues. Then Marcus then is apparently the one that the referee called the foul on. Now we have a free kick right at the edge of the box. You know, something CFC is probably looking forward to execute from that location.
We're scoreless in the 60th minute. Chattanooga Football Club, Maryland Bobcats. NISA League action, number 1, number 2, here on 11 Sports and FIFA Plus. This is sorted.
Looks like the players are deciding, you know, who's going to take the free kick, looking at the coaching staff, see if they have something on their deck to execute, maybe a play here that they have practice on, you know, during the week. We'll see.
Naglestad, Mawape, and Louise standing by. Naglestad speaking with the official. Maryland setting up. Sutton between the posts. The goalkeeper. Bowers will join the crowd out front. Naglestad, Mawape left with the football. Naglestad fires the score! Chattanooga Football Club, the 1-0 lead gathered by who else? Marcus Naglestad!
Yeah, that was a beauty, man. What a good free kick from that angle, from that location. Really hard to get up and over the wall. It seems like he executed perfectly. You know, Marcus with the big go, you know, big moment for the club. On the standings on the table, if we look at it, there's a huge go. You know, CFC is definitely thrilled to have that advantage here at the 62nd minute of the second half.
Naglestad had 19 goals last season. That's his 5th of the 2023 campaign for Chattanooga Football Club. Scored in beautiful fashion.
Yeah, big go, big player, big moments. You know, that's what happens, and Mark is definitely one of those. You know, what a moment for CFC to score against a great team that we're playing against today.
It's 1-0. Number 1, Chattanooga Football Club leading number 2, Maryland and the Bobcats. Now the dynamic will change quickly. Talk to me about how this is going to shift for the Bobcats. Are they going to be all pressed? Do you think they'll keep playing their game?
Oh yeah, I expect them to come after now, sending more numbers forward, more pressure into CFC, and now I'm curious to see how CFC is going to react.
Well, I believe that's how they lost, and this is anecdotal. I don't have these numbers in front of me, so bear with me. I believe the Michigan Stars scored in the 82nd minute and then got a penalty kick in the 88th minute because they were bringing so much pressure, so much heat. So could see a similar situation here, perhaps not, but already it looks like the pace has picked up significantly for the Bobcats.
Oh yeah, they've been here before, so they're going to try everything they have to not repeat that same situation, you know. And CFC is going to have to work very hard to maintain that score sheet, or maybe trying to go for more goals.
Prepelica to Bowers. A guy I feel like we haven't seen much of is Espinal.
Yeah, not a whole lot, but you know, not a bad performance so far.
Espinal gained experience, honed his skills with the New York Cosmos and Detroit City FC. Obviously, Detroit City has made their mark on the soccer scene here in America. Perez flips this back to Bowers, centered up for Prepelica. Feeling the pressure, gets rid of it quickly. Chattanooga in a bit of danger. Bobcats bringing the heat, and the whistle there.
As you can see, high press for Maryland at this time. Tough to play out of there. Picked up a foul. But yeah, it's going to be a challenge for CFC trying to play, you know, the game on feet and building up from the back. So a lot of movement's going to require, you know, and those players are already tired today. So, you know, we'll see if, you know, Coach Rudd will call for subs here sometime soon.
Anatoli with a bomb up the pitch, and the Bobcats, the only ones back for this, headed right back to Sutton. Gabriel Schrei here with my friend and analyst Zeka Fejas. Thank you for tuning in. It's NISA League action on 11 Sports and FIFA Plus. 1-0 Chattanooga Football Club, currently with the lead here in the 65th minute of play. Bobcats threatening the box. Man blows a tire. Bowers gathers it. Chattanooga Football Club looking to clear it away. Alvarenga is run down by Gonzalez, and the Bobcats are all over the official.
Hey, to be fair with the referee, I think so far he's been executing him well. The play just before the foul called on CFC, in my opinion, not a foul. The play continues, and then we see a tough challenge, which he calls in the yellow card. No reason for Maryland to be acting this way, which shows they can be, you know, nervous, feeling the goal. You know, you can see the players displaying that type of behavior towards the referee, which again, definitely not what they want to be right now, but you know, they can't be taking that on the referee and on CFC with those tough challenges.
Well, I think it's interesting. Coach Cowell looks calm, cool as a cucumber. Coach Underwood looks fired up.
Yeah, some different aspects of the game displayed by the coaches, you know, some trying to stay calm, control, some others, you know, going after a little more. So hopefully everybody can keep their nerves down, you know, as we continue to see it, you know, a game being displayed the way we want it. You know, we definitely want to be too nervous here. You know, we need to keep it down, keep it calm.
Into the 67th minute, 1-0 Chattanooga. A lot of open space there for the ball. Now it's booted up the pitch. Headed at, battle for possession. Mawape alongside Alvarenga. 2-on-2 there. Centered up, Naglestad. Swatted at from behind by Posse, and Sutton will gather the ball.
Yeah, Marcus took a little bit too long to get that shot. It was a great run by Beto. Found him, you know, the man we want in front of the box. Marcus maybe next time taking an earlier shot with, you know, something on frame. That's what we expect from him, and I'm sure he knows that.
Naglestad already with 5 goals in league play, including his goal tonight just a few moments ago. He scored a few goals in the U.S. Open Cup as well.
Yeah, maybe this one, the biggest one of the bunch so far here in NISA. So very important goal we had at this game at this time.
Battle for the ball right near the midfield stripe, and now the whistle. Louis knifing away at it with Possian. Possian throwing his hands up, not happy with the official. It appears Naglestad not enjoying it either.
Oh yeah, he had something to say there.
Halfway through the 68th minute here in Chattanooga. Going for the header, Prepelica slow to rise.
Yeah, I think the referee called it offside there, not a free kick. Maryland's player coming back into the play a little late.
So this is something I talked to Rod about prior to the contest down on the pitch. He said it would be a physical match, a tough match. Definitely picking up here following the goal. Will it continue to be this physical, or will the strategy shift again in 10 or so minutes?
Yeah, I expect that. I mean, I hadn't seen that much physicality yet, but definitely seen that now.
This looks like Louis. Sent back down to McGrath. Louis centering it up. No one there to gather it initially. This is Mawape. Mawape just beyond the penalty arc. Football comes back to him. He's double teamed. Richard Dixon, the captain. Not a lot of space. Down to McGrath. McGrath, far side. Along the touchline. Chattanooga entering the 18. Now sent back up to McGrath. Looking for Mawape. This escapes over the goal line.
Yeah, unfortunately, we weren't able to get a shot out of that or even a cross, which we played the ball well along, in front of their box. But expecting, at least something from CFC as far as a cross or a shot on those types of situations.
Here come the Bobcats. Header here. Mawape with the football right along midfield stripe. Alvarenga into the center circle. 3 defenders between him and the goal. Flipped up to Naglestad. Taken away by the Bobcats. This is Gonzalez. Turns a half circle. Close side. Doesn't like the look. Coming down to Elmer Jack. Maryland all the way back to Richard Forka, the 3-year veteran of the club. Forka gave it off. Bobcats in a bit of danger. Forka, close side. Maryland. Down to Elmer Jack. Mawape there to harass him. Now sent all the way back to Sutton, and the whistle as that's done by Abdullah.
Yeah, referee catching a foul there. Not a late challenge. Nothing too serious.
Ukilia coming in, as is Johnson.
Also entering the match, number 16, Pierre Richard. Exiting the match, number
2 quick changes for the Bobcats of Maryland.
Yeah, as you can see, a taller player coming in as a center forward position, so expect to see, more direct balls playing there. Somebody could be good in the air, challenging Bowers and Prepelica.
1-0, we're closing in on the 72nd minute of play here in Chattanooga, Tennessee. NISA League soccer action, 11 Sports, FIFA Plus. Gabriel Schrei here with Zeka Fejas. Number 1, Chattanooga FC, they are leading here at home in the Scenic City. Bobcats looking to challenge that standing. And the heat has certainly turned up since Marcus Naglestad scored that goal in the 62nd minute. That's Elmer Jack. Flipped it up along the touchline, sent out a play immediately. Perez bringing the heat. Solomon couldn't get around him. Perez will throw in for Chattanooga. Perez looking to Dixon. Throw in way up the pitch over the head of Mawape. Chattanooga. Naglestad went to Mawape. Alvarenga keeping it away from the Bobcats. Back down to Lionel Alvarenga. Nutmegs a defender there as he's double teamed. Prepelica. Long pass, far side of the pitch. Sent out a play. Chattanooga will throw in. This is Stripling. Right there in front of some of that MVP seating. You could be sitting down there. Get tickets to the next Chattanooga FC home match, which I believe is June 10th, the tribute game. Visit ChattanoogaFC.com, click onto the tickets tab. If you're looking for those VIP tickets, those MVP tickets, pitch side, or maybe season tickets or skyboxes, call the ticket office, 423-708-GOAL. 423-708-GOAL. Well, we just lost the billboard. A little discount on the advertising if your billboard gets tipped over. It's a 5% discount. Not really. Don't call and ask for that. Here comes Maryland and the Bobcats. Trying to beat out Stripling. Here's a scoring chance. Antoine covers this easily.
Even though, it was a good play from Maryland, you can see, CFC's back line is is well set. I mean, goalkeeper well positioned, takes that in quite easily. So nice to see. Even on Maryland's efforts, we're well positioned to defend them.
Antoine sending the football up the pitch right along the edge of the center circle. Chattanooga comes away with it. This is Mawape. Mawape doesn't like what he sees. Perez and Alvarenga going back and forth. Defender there bringing the heat. Being chased down by Sam Solomon. Flipped all the way back. The edge of the middle third. Now to the backside to Prepelica. Prepelica being harassed by Lukilia. Chattanooga goes back to the keeper. Nicholas Lukilia there. Football is loose for a moment. Maryland gathers it up, flipped towards the box, and headed away by Perez. Another chance, a long shot, and Antoine grabs this one out of the air.
Yeah, we can't be losing possession there. Dangerous position to give away the football. Maryland tries, get a shot from far. A good shot that Antoine, well positioned, picks that up.
Here's the header. Football loose through the center circle momentarily. McGrath to Mawape, right back to him. Up along the touchline, trying to beat out a pair of defenders. Here's Calvin Mawape. Mawape double teamed. Elmer Jack cuts him off, now cleared by the Bobcats. Dixon keeps it up near the box. A huge collision here, and Naglestad throws his hands into the air in disbelief as play is stopped.
And as you can see, Marcus immediately picks up the football. I think he's feeling pretty good about those free kicks today.
5 goals on the season, 1 today in the 62nd minute of play, which made it 1-0 where we stand now here in the 76th minute. Chattanooga Football Club leading the Maryland Bobcats here on 11 Sports, FIFA Plus. The beloved son of the Scenic City, number 99, Marcus Naglestad.
Not as close as the last time, but definitely in range.
Sutton between the pipes. Dixon fakes. Here's the long shot. Sutton with a save, trying to clean it up. And another highlight reel save by Sutton. What a play by the keeper.
What a chance. A rebound the goalkeeper does really well coming off the line. You know, he let that first one go, which he really shouldn't at those types of, you know, positions. But he covers himself up on the rebound. Nicely done by him.
Alvarenga on the corner. Sent into McGrath. McGrath deking about. Heavily defended. Back to Lionel Alvarenga. Alvarenga flipped to McGrath. Alex McGrath centered up, looking for the header. This one travels wide on Chattanooga Football Club.
That was a great cross from McGrath on his left foot. I almost found Prepelica. He was just waiting for that and got clear last minute or last second by Maryland.
Bobcats breathing a sigh of relief. That's Fillerman standing between the keeper and Bowers. Bowers will throw in. Here's the delivery, the long ball. Prepelica tries to header this and cleared away effectively by Jimmy Fillerman. Great teamwork there. Forca sent it over to Fillerman. He cleared it. Chattanooga Football Club threatening again, and Louis can't keep this from escaping over the end line.
Yeah, better, good footwork there. Unfortunately, the pass was a little too strong to Louis. He wasn't able to get it before he went out.
Alexander Sutton. He's got a few feathers in his cap. He did allow the goal, obviously, but a highlight night for him for the most part.
Yeah, it's good performance, good with his feet as well.
Mawape near that center field stripe, into the center circle. Close side to Perez. Down to Bowers. Bowers into the middle third, being harassed from behind, grabbed at by Pierre Richard, and he falls to the turf.
He was so certain about the fall that he even grabbed the ball.
Chattahooligans in full force tonight here in Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Yeah, it's a good crowd to have out here today.
Well over 3,000 in attendance. I was guessing 4,000 at one point.
Yeah, it looked like that for sure.
They probably already have tweeted how many people are here, and we just don't know.
Yeah, we missed that.
We're busy doing TV or whatever. Bobcats working to get this on the move into the middle third. Great pass to Pasian. Prepelica cut him off, and a collision between the two in favor of Chattanooga. Just enough contact there, I think, for Prepelica to draw the call.
Yeah, they got him, you know, as he's running on his stripes. And, yeah, good call by the referee.
We've entered the 80th minute in this number 1, number 2 matchup here in NISA League play. Lots of folks just jumping in now here late to see the final result of this one. Thank you for joining us here on 11 Sports and FIFA Plus. 1-0, Chattanooga lead. They're number 1 on the table. Bobcats are number 2. Chattanooga with the football. Mawape centers it up, no one there to take it. Naglestad after it. McGrath has it for a moment, now cleared effectively by the Bobcats. Chattanooga has the ball, they'll have to reset. Being pursued heavily there by Lukilia. He's been great defensively since coming into the ballgame.
Yeah, but also highlighting here Beto's footwork. I mean, he's been very fancy with it and executing pretty well here at the 80th minute mark.
Pierre Richard to the backside to Jimmy Fillerman. Fillerman a long feed and an outlet pass to Espinal, driving towards the goal box. Chattanooga with a takeaway.
I mean, you see McGrath getting back there, defending, helping the team in the box. I mean, what a performance by him so far.
Mawape turns a half circle, doesn't like what he has. Along the penalty arc, Prepelica back to Bowers. Long feed along the touchline to Mawape. Calvin Mawape. Alvarenga. They were looking to hook up with Marcus Naglestad. Didn't like the look they had. And a huge collision on the midfield stripe. Gonzalez coming down on a Chattanooga Football Club player, and the red card.
Yeah.
Forca is arguing the call. CFC player still down covering his head, Prepelica. And the athletic trainer there, Antoine, has come out from the goal to midfield to check on him.
Yeah, he goes in late. You know, he goes in for Beto's head. I mean, a nasty collision. You can't be doing that here on the field. You know, it's so dangerous for a player to do this, you know, against one another. Even though, you know, in behind the score, they're frustrated. Taking on players like that is not going to solve any problems. A deserving red card. I mean, thankfully, somebody like that's off the pitch. You know, it counts a lot for the player's safety to be, you know, you got to be careful. You can't be doing things like that on the field on a night like today.
Manuel Gonzalez red carded, and he is headed to the locker room.
Yeah.
Now, do you think he would have gotten that red card if he had stood up and calmly handled that situation?
That could have even been a red card by itself. I mean, he had a yellow. He should have known better. You know, he's sent off to take a shower, maybe cool down and relax a little bit. Yeah, a little earlier night for him tonight.
Closing in on the 84th minute, a change coming here. Off the pitch, Lionel Alvarenga going to get a break after that big collision.
Yeah, he could be feeling maybe even a concussion after a play like this.
Sutton boots this one the length of the pitch up to the midfield stripe. Bobcats vying for possession, not going to get it initially. Having to regather, Possian. Close side, Elmer Jack, heavily defended by Mawape. Turning towards the center of the pitch, a collision with Dixon, trying to draw the foul there, not going to get it. Pass over the midfield stripes, centered up to Possian. Possian turning all about, has something he likes, escapes the boots of his teammate. Now over to the touchline, a bit of good luck for the Bobcats. Erased momentarily, now regathered. Maryland looking inside, setting up along the edge of the 18. Here's one off the heel of a boot. Prepelica with an even niftier kick, clearing this away.
Stripling defending the right side really well, not letting Maryland get a cross in or nothing from that kind of possession. CFC standing their ground and executing the play really well.
Alvarenga looks to be just fine. He'll come back onto the pitch. Two changes coming for the Bobcats. First, you'll see number 14, Marcus Sotorello, make his way onto the field.
I'll be honest with you, I'm kind of curious to see what happened there. Because Capozzucci got in and now he's out?
He came in for Alvarenga.
Yeah, but then he got subbed out and Alvarenga's back on the pitch.
Yeah, must be all right.
I think it's because of the head collision. You're allowed to do something like this. The referee maybe has some flexibility regarding those types of substitutions, but I haven't seen one done as such. So, yeah, that's the first.
This is Yunus Madad checking in. Here late, we're into the 86th minute. Number 1, Chattanooga Football Club. Number 2, Maryland Bobcats. Atop of the table tilt in NISA League action here on 11 Sports and FIFA Plus. 1-0 Chattanooga leading here in the Scenic City in front of this home crowd and a great turnout tonight. I love the hashtag Chattanooga Football Club uses on social media. Better together.
Yeah, that's what this community is about.
Soccer is for everyone, and you can see it looking down from the press box into the stands. Folks of all backgrounds here for the game to spend time together. The Chattahooligans are a great example themselves. Kids enjoying the hill, playing soccer, off to the side. Great turnout. Love it. Getting late across the midfield stripe. At this point, Zeka, you know, if you're the Maryland Bobcats, does the team have one more card up their sleeve, or are you just going to keep rolling with what you've got going?
I think, yeah, I mean, that's it for them. I mean, they definitely have to, you know, step up and try something a little better now. They have nothing to lose. They're 1-0 down, one man down. So for them, it's all in. But it's not what we've been witnessing. They definitely haven't been so much into the game as they should.
Perez will throw in for Chattanooga. Mawape chasing after it. This one goes out of play. Looks like the Bobcats, the last to touch the football, may have come off of Madad. Perez will throw in again. Taken away by the Bobcats. Perez holds it along the sideline. Alvarenga setting the pick. Perez with a fancy footwork right now, down by the goal line, flipped away by Maryland. A battle for possession. The captain can't get after it. I believe it may have been touched by Luquilia. Looks like Chattanooga will get the football. We'll have a little extra analysis post-game tonight. We'll obviously have our player of the game, some fireworks. We'll probably get a camera on the fireworks and talk over them. Great stuff.
Yeah, it's all a party tonight so far.
Coming up next, a long break for Chattanooga Football Club. Then on the 3rd of June, a Thursday game, 7 p.m. Eastern Time kickoff against the Bobcats in Maryland. Maryland has another tilt between then and now against the LA Force. 3 home games in a row at Maryland Soccerplex for the Bobcats, though. That game will be on the 31st against LA Force, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time kick.
Yeah, they have a busy schedule coming in. I'm sure they're aware of that and definitely not happy with how this game is going so far.
McGrath goes down hard. What kind of added time do you think we'll be looking at, if any?
Well, my guess is 3 to 4 minutes. It hasn't had a lot of stoppage. I mean, he had the red card. That was a big one. But not a whole lot of injuries or anything like that to add too much time to this half. We shall see.
Closing in on full time here in Chattanooga. Prepelica holding on to a CFC 1-0 lead. Booting this one up the pitch. Chattanooga trying to gather possession. Bobcats headed away. A blast goes up and over the net into the brickwork.
Yeah, why not, McGrath? I mean, I would have too.
4 minutes of added time. Sutton will put the Bobcats back underway. They breathe a sigh of relief as they yet have a chance to force the draw here in Chattanooga. Inbounding. This is the Bobcats. Long ball towards the box, and Antoine cuts off the pass intended for Madad.
Yeah, he's so good at claiming those balls. You definitely take something more special for him not be able to catch a cross from that kind of position.
Booted away, a howitzer up the pitch. Bobcats sending it back towards the center, gathered by Chattanooga Football Club. Dixon, far side to Louis. Louis has his boots pulled out from under him as well. Whistle sounds as this one's thrown back in. Fillerman protesting. Chattanooga says they want the football. Stripling arguing with him for it. And a shove. Another shove.
What? How's that a card?
The official giving the card.
Yeah, he's the one being shoved. He gets the card. I don't get it.
Obviously not happy with that call. Won't protest for long. 90 seconds of added time already burned off of the clock. Still trying to sort this out. Dixon, Solomon, and Stripling all shouting to the official here. Here's the throw-in, backside. Sutton takes the feed from Forca. This one delivered, long range, the header, and another collision and another whistle. This time it's Luquilia who goes down on the center of the pitch.
Oh yeah, and you expect Maryland to send everybody forward for a free kick in that position at this time on the second half, you know, right at the end.
The official warning Nagelstad and Bowers here. Fillerman up top, Luquilia out in front. The man alongside the football is Darwin Espinal.
If I'm not mistaken, this guy's a specialist in free kick. We've got to be very careful.
Experience with Detroit City FC and the New York Cosmos. We talked about him earlier. One of the finest athletes on the Maryland Bobcats roster. 1-0 lead for Chattanooga Football Club. They're on top of the table. The Bobcats would love to force the draw here in added time. Everybody is on their feet here in Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Calling a sub. We got to make sure that Lenny can get back there in the wall.
Lenny Lopez, big man.
Yeah, Marcus coming off. What a performance by him. Man of the match for me tonight.
5 goals this season already, including one in the 62nd minute here tonight on the kick. The beloved son of the scenic city. Here's Espinal, long range shot goes high and wide. Too much juice on it. Antoine pumping his fist in celebration.
Yeah, Espinal, he's a specialist, as I can remember from last season. Luckily, this ball not on target, and I believe that was it. That was it for the second half. We shall see if the referee is going to hold it too long.
We've reached 4 minutes of added time. There was a lot of arguing over a whistle on the far side and some shoving with Stripling. They might let this run a bit longer. Here's the long delivery by Antoine. Another collision. Play continues. Lenny not happy with it. Here's a pass, close side. Maryland Bobcats, long feed towards the box, skying away. Lenny Lopez headers at this one. Bobcats working to gather it. Madad flipped up. Battle for the football, somehow keeping it moving as Lukelia goes out of play along the sideline. 4.5 minutes of added time already burned. Here's the throw in by Madad. Maryland Bobcats. Clock is winding. Here's the shot. Antoine gathers the football on the edge of the goal box. He'll let everybody clear out before he stands.
That must be it.
Meet Antoine. We've reached 5 minutes of added time. The officials will call it Chattanooga Football Club with a 1-0 win in the top-ranked NISA League matchup here on 11 Sports and FIFA Plus. And what a victory it was. Marcos Nagelstad, the lone goal scorer in the 62nd minute. A beautiful finish on that one. Zeka, what do you think of that contest here tonight?
A tough game for CFC. You know, as tough as it gets, you know, this season so far. You know, talking about results, you know, this is brilliant. This is what, you know, it's a bonus coming off all these games they played this past week. You know, with the result here against the second on the table, putting us with, you know, a whole lot of room. If you look at, you know, the amount of points each team has. Now CFC, you know, with a lot of clear, you know, room on the table. Very nice to see the performance today.
I think the fans are kind of excited for the fireworks as well, which is why the lights have been killed here inside of Finley Stadium. Some final thoughts. The Bobcats will host Chattanooga FC next Thursday, June 3rd, with a kickoff at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at Maryland Soccerplex. Maryland Bobcats will face the Los Angeles Force on Monday, May 31st at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at Maryland Soccerplex. So a match between those two. For Maryland, Maryland will have a rematch and a chance at the 1-0 victors in this top-ranked matchup in just a little while.
Oh yeah, they're not going to forget that result today, so CFC definitely is going to have to step up one more time, away from home now. But again, we did our part at Finley, so now it's time to celebrate, you know, maybe relax, a couple of days off for the players. They surely need it, and enjoy maybe some fireworks right now.
Okay, let me bust out the camera phone. You can find this one. Our Twitter handles are on the bottom there. You can find this clip on my Twitter. I'm going to tweet this. It's time to pick your man of the match, Zeka. Who is it, and why is it Marcos Nagelstad?
Marcos, you know, with the goal, the performance, you know, big moment. You know, if you look at the schedule, so for me, man of the match, Marcos, again, stepping up at those big moments that CFC needs it.
There you go. After scoring in the 62nd minute on the kick, Marcos Nagelstad, the man of the match here on 11 Sports and FIFA Plus. Well, for Chattanooga Football Club, the Maryland Bobcats, our entire crew, which, by the way, great job today by our television crew, as well as my partner and friend, Zeka Fejas. I'm Gabriel Schrei, saying so long from Chattanooga, Tennessee, where the final score is a CFC victory, 1-0. This has been NISA League Soccer. All games and events airing on the 11 Sports and FIFA networks are streamed live and are copyright material. Today's game will be archived inside of the app and will be available for replay. This has been a presentation of 11 Sports.